Well, with Congress back in session, the debate over a second stimulus check is back on the table. So Mark Hensley, the Associate State Director for AARP North Carolina Triad Region, joins us today. He's going to answer any stimulus questions you may have. You just have to text them to us. The number is right there on your screen, 336-379-5775. He's going to be with us until 6 o'clock tonight answering your questions about stimulus checks. Remember, this is a text-only number. Don't call your questions in. It is so good to see you again, Mark. You always have great information for us. And right off the bat, we want to start with the possibility of a second round of stimulus checks and what that looks like currently.
Well, I'm happy to share some really breaking news in the last less than an hour out of Washington, D.C. The Senate, the House, and the President are in agreement. America needs another round of stimulus payments. With unemployment federal benefits expected to run out by the end of the month, which is only a couple of weeks away, the Senate has to act and provide some kind of relief package that addresses the needs of Americans who have been out of work or spent out of pocket, who have lost their health insurance benefits and need a boost to boost our economy.
So a lot of people have questions about that second round. First and foremost, if it's going to happen. But secondly, we've heard some proposals that say this would be for people who make less than $40,000 a year. So the requirements might look a little bit different on this second round. Is that right, Mark?
That is correct. Let me give you an idea of some of the ideas that are floating around. First of all, an individual who is an immigrant married to a U.S. citizen, they were left out of the first stimulus. Also, adult dependents, so anyone who is a dependent but over the age of 17, they got left out. There's a proposal that those people be included in this second round. Also, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell wanted this second stimulus to be targeted to people whose adjusted gross income was $40,000 or less. But keep in mind, that's just one person's idea. There's also proposals for monthly payments. I doubt that would happen. It really seems the proposal is, again, to mirror the first stimulus. The amount and the income limitations hopefully will be the same, but it's still up for debate because the Senate is currently crafting their own proposal that would have to be negotiated with the House and then approved by the President.
In your opinion, do you think that a second round of stimulus checks will happen, Mark?
Actually, I read where Mitch McConnell said today, America is guaranteed to get a second stimulus payment. Another thing is, how are we going to be paid? We know in this last round, it was first a round of checks. Then it was a debit card. We had direct deposits, but everything I've read this afternoon says it will be a payment through check, which seems to be the best method that was issued from the U.S. Treasury.
Right, and perhaps we've learned something from the first round of stimulus checks, Mark. We're getting a few questions about that. I want to jump right into this. Someone says they received an extra $1,200 in that first round. They got 2 checks. What do they need to do with that extra money?
The right thing to do is to send that double payment, send half of it back to the IRS. And on WFMY's Frequently Asked Questions, we have the address for the Memphis, Tennessee IRS office. Put a note on there that says why you're sending it back. If you decide to keep it, you can expect that either the IRS will come knocking at your door, or when you file your 2020 taxes sometime in 2021, that you will receive notification that you need to pay that amount back as a back taxes owed. So the best thing to do is handle it now, don't spend it, and do the right thing, because eventually these small mistakes will get ironed out.
That's a good point. As someone asked, are all of those stimulus payments already sent out, and when is it expected to have all of those payments out to the people who were eligible the first round?
So there is a schedule. The schedule is based on income. So the lowest income earners in our country were the first to receive their stimulus payments. And also those who had consistent tax records filed with the IRS for 2018 and 2019. Those people got their stimulus checks pretty early. Right now, we're getting into, it's based on income. So those wage earners above $75,000 for an individual, adjusted gross income, are now beginning to receive their payment. It's less than $1,200, but payments will continue to go out until the 1st of September. But now with this discussion of a second stimulus, if they pass this before their next recess on August the 7th, we could see payments go out 17 days later. So that's before the end of August. So this is a very developing story, and we could actually have stimulus payments going out from two different proposals at the same time.